All right, let's dive into the idea from 1 Peter 5:5, focusing on the theme of submitting to God and resisting the devil. This verse and the surrounding context speaks volumes about how we're supposed to live in relation to God and the challenges or temptations we face. So first off, submitting to God. What's that all about? It's like saying, okay, God, you're the boss, your way, not mine. It's recognizing that God's got the ultimate plan and knows what's best. This isn't always easy because, let's face it, we all like to do things our way. But here's the thing. God's way leads to real life, the good stuff, even if it doesn't always seem like it at the moment. Now, on to the resisting part. The devil's like that sneaky voice trying to trip you up, getting you to stray from God's path. He's about lies, doubts, and throwing you off your game. But when you've decided to stick with God, to submit to His ways, you're in a stronger position to say, not today, to whatever the devil throws at you. Imagine it like this. You're on a team and God's the coach. Submitting to God means you're following the game plan, practicing the plays, and working with your teammates. Now, when the game's on and the opposing team, let's call them Team Devil, tries to score, you're ready. You know the plays, God's word, you've got the skills, faith and obedience, and you've got a solid defense strategy, prayer and trust in God. Resisting the devil isn't just about saying no to bad stuff. It's about saying yes to what God's got going on. It's choosing to be kind when you could be mean, choosing faith over fear, and hope over despair. It's making choices every day that reflect you're on God's team. The cool part is, the more you practice submitting to God, the better you get at resisting the devil. It's like building muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And before you know it, what used to be hard becomes second nature. But here's a key point. You're not doing this solo. The verse talks about all of you for a reason. It's a team effort. Christians are meant to support each other, to help each other stay strong and resist the devil together. It's about humility too, recognizing we all need help. We all have stuff to learn, and we're all in this together. So, to wrap it up, submitting to God and resisting the devil is about choosing whose team you're on. It's about following the coach's God's plan, practicing the plays, living out your faith, and working together to win the game, living a life that honors God. And the best part? With God as your coach, you're already on the winning team. The victory is guaranteed. It's just about playing your part. Remember, this isn't a one and done deal. It's a daily decision, a moment-by-moment choice. But the good news is, God's always there with you, coaching you, supporting you, and cheering you on every step of the way. So, you've decided you're on Team God. Great choice. But what does being on His team mean when you're not in the easy parts of the game, like when life throws you a curveball, or you're facing stuff that makes sticking to God's plan tough? First thing, let's talk about the submitting part a bit more. It's about trust. Trusting God means you believe He's got your back, even when things look messy. It's like when you're in a tough spot and you decide to follow God's way, even if it's not the easiest or quickest fix. Because deep down, you know He's guiding you to something better. But hey, trust isn't just about believing things will work out. It's also about actions, like how you treat people, how you spend your time, and the choices you make every day. These actions show you're serious about living God's way. It's like if God says, love your neighbors, you're actually kind, even to that annoying person who always gets on your nerves. Now, on to the resisting part. This isn't just a one-time deal where you say no to something bad and that's it. It's more like a constant choice to stay aligned with God's ways. The devil's sneaky, always looking for a gap in your armor. But here's a pro tip. The closer you stick to God, the less room there is for the devil to wiggle his way in. Think of it as being in a bubble of God's protection. The more you fill your life with things that please God, like spending time in prayer, reading the Bible, hanging out with folks who lift you up, the stronger that bubble gets. And when the devil tries to pop it with doubt, fear, or temptation, he can't, because you're covered in that God bubble. But what if you slip? What if you make a mistake and feel like you've let the team down? Here's some good news. God's team is all about grace. God knows we're not perfect, and He's ready to pick us back up, dust us off, and get us back in the game. The key is not to stay down, but to get back up, ask for forgiveness, and keep moving forward.